Well, thanks for joining me on this one. On this video we're turning the cranks to go back in time. We're going back to the year 1592, and in 1592 the area, or the place where I'm going to, had a very important visitor. In fact, the most important visitor of the day, and it was none other than Queen Elizabeth I. She actually came to visit on her journey from Ramsbury to Downhampney. She stayed overnight at Birdrop House. So we're making our way up to Birdrop House. We've got a lot of climbing to do because it's a high point. I've got over 1,200 foot of climbing to do on this video. I'm on my recumbent trike, of course, and it's only 2 degrees, and there's the chance we might hit some ice, so 3 wheels is definitely better than 2. So anyway, let's make our way up to Birdrop House. Well, I'm just cycling through Womber now, and going around the bend, and I got the first of the ascents ahead of me, Kite Hill. So that's it, I've selected a low gear, and it's a matter now winding my way up the hill. It's quite peaceful, pleasant really. Don't expect to go fast, you won't go fast, but you will get up the gradient. Top. I'm making my way along Ham Lane now. Ham Lane, it's a very upmarket, wealthy place to live. They're all large houses, large gardens, and many of them have got gates on the front. Mind you, having said that, I would like a pair of gates like those. We've been steadily climbing now for the last half a mile, and I'm just entering the beautiful village of Badbury. This is a quintessentially English traditional village with thatched cottages, lovely little place names like Berrycott Lane, and it's got a pub. It's a beautiful place. But it's a climb all the way, and we have to climb up now onto the downs, a stiff climb, and we're almost at the highest point on this journey. Quick shout out to my father-in-law Ron. He's passed away now sadly, but he lived in one of these two cottages here. We thought it was the green one, but my wife Mandy thinks it's the white one. So there you go. Many years ago. Onwards we climb now, past Downsview Care Home, and in a minute we'll have a lovely view of Liddington Castle Hill Fort. On the trike it's just a simple matter of sitting back, turn a low gear and just wind your way up the hill. You don't have to worry about balancing, it's impossible to fall off. Just over my left shoulder now is the beautiful view of, well, a bit of a misty day mind, of Liddington Castle, Liddington Hill Fort. It's a, yeah, beautiful Iron Age, I think, hill fort, quite prominent in the local area. This is a nasty bit of road, but unfortunately I've got to go along it to get to Birdrop, to get to the house. We haven't got too far to go now. Well, there it is, down the long driveway is Birdrop House, and this is where Queen Elizabeth I stayed in 1592. She's supposed to have slept in a, rather she did sleep in a oak painted bed, and that now has been taken over to America, somewhere in America. But that's a fact, that's what she did sleep in, and that's where she stayed, Birdrop Park. And then this was on her way from Ramsbury to Downhampney, and I think she was in the area for a while because she also visited a few other places in Wiltshire, notably Lydiard Park. But she made her way from Birdrop House towards Rawton and down Brimble Hill, where she was assailed upon by a very cold and strong north-westerly wind. I also meant to add that Birdrop House wasn't always this grand. It started off as a farmhouse, a remote farmhouse, and then it was aggrandised prior to Queen Elizabeth's visit to make it into a palace suitable for her to stay overnight in. And it's a beautiful place. It's got really gorgeous surroundings. I think it's got its own game shoot, pheasant shoot. It's really a nice place. Yeah, look at some of the grounds. Yeah. So I am using my phone, so I'm not sure how good a quality the phone is. Never used it before for making videos, but it just is convenient. So now I'm on the, I think I'm on the western edge of Birdrock Mansion. You wouldn't normally be able to get here, but in recent years some of the estate has been sold off, and unfortunately it's been built upon, and so it's all sort of quite large houses, so they're quite nice houses actually. But I'm making my way along the route that almost certainly Elizabeth I would have travelled along. She would have gone along this route, and then at the end of this road, before we meet Brimble Hill, there's a lodge, and whether the lodge was there in her day or not, I don't know. But this is the route she would have travelled along. Don't forget, we were heading into the wind now, because it was I think an late winter, early spring day, and there was a nasty northwesterly or westerly or northwesterly wind blowing, and it sort of caught her a bit unawares, I believe. Anyway, just coming up to the lodge. Yeah. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's a busy, very busy thoroughfare. This is the site of the old Princess Alexandra nurses' quarters, just here. But anyway, down there for about half a mile we've got a steep hill, a fast descent which should be fun, and we get to the point where the Queen had a rather unfortunate mishap. All clear. We'll get some speed up. Even today I'm going into a cold, light westerly, northwesterly breeze, so it's a predominant location for the wind direction. It's a very exposed descent, as you can see. Good speed now. Right. She got to this point here, and yeah, I got to turn around and go back to the top of the hill, but I can tell you the story whilst we're doing that. Before this road was here, there used to be an old row of cottages, and they were named after what happened to the Queen as she came down the hill. And what happened was that a very strong cold wind hit her, probably on the face, because she made an exclamation which went something like this.
Odzooks! The wind shot rudely upon my cheek.
Yes, it did. It shot rudely upon her cheek. The wind shot. So bear that in mind, because the cottages were called wind shot cottages. Now they've changed the name somewhat, and it's now called one shot close. So that name came about from Queen Elizabeth I. But there's another little place I want to show you, just round the corner, literally as the crow flies, about 100 yards that way. But to get to it, I've got to go down to village and up the hill again. But it's worth showing you the name of this little place. So yeah, it's linked. So we're making our way up over Town Hill now. This is a climb. This is a good climb. But literally as the crow flies, from one shot close to where this building is, where this house is, literally 200 yards. But I've had to get here in a circuitous route, and also a stiff climb, as you can see. Right, we're almost there. Bit of a climb. Yeah, this is it. What drew me here was a name. I can't go onto the drive because I know they've got a sensor, because I approached the sign in the past and I saw the wires which told me there's a security sensor to alert them if anyone goes onto the drive. But well, I certainly got to the sign, or close to the sign, and then we'll turn around and head back. But I think this got to speak for itself. There. I wonder what you make to that then. I wonder where that came from. I think we can thank Queen Elizabeth I for that. Now we had the problem of getting from Wroughton, which is on the south side of Swindon, and we've got to get over the M4. And up until recently it would have been a problem on a trike, because there was no overbridge, and you had to join the traffic along Croft Road. But there's been a lot of development here, and East Whittlesstow has been built, housing development, and they've put in a great bridge which takes me over the M4. Then we head through East Whittlesstow, and then we enter an area which I kind of consider a place that time has forgot. So I thought I'd just show you this as well. You might find it interesting. Anyway, we're just going over the M4 bridge now. And coming into view on the other side is East Whittlesstow. Fortunately for me, this path, it's all one path. Well, it's all one almost linear track, apart from this bend I'm coming up to. Apart from that, it's straight. It takes me straight into the land that time forgot. So that's it, we're just leaving Whittlestone now, we'll go up here. And this area is sort of kind of neglected. It's unusual. I can't work out what it used to be. I'll tell you something, I can tell you something. In there, on the old map going back to the 1830s, 1840s, it's got it marked as a rifle range. So they would have shot their rifles into the embankment. But there's a concrete track, and it's kind of linked the old town of Swindon possibly to Wroughton at some ancient distant point in the past, and I don't know if it was a railway track. It's very steep, so maybe it wasn't a railway track. Anyway, we'll have a look at it as we go along. So I'm on the concrete path now. Let's get myself clipped in. You always want to be clipped in on a recumbent trike, because if you're not clipped in, that's it, I'm clipped in. Your foot can come out and then you can end up bending it under the frame of the trike. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is, this track, but it's just a forgotten part of Swindon. And I'm going to select low gears. You'll see why in a minute. Yeah, we're in the lowest gear. Legs are spinning up easy. And there's these cottages, totally abandoned. I think the left-hand cottages lived in. And there's some Citroen 2 CV cars there. Really interesting. You don't see many cars like that anymore, do you? So I guess these might have been worker cottages. These may have been worker cottages at some point in the past. I can't quite read what it says. 1912 is the date on the houses. I just met these people that they watched Wiltshire Man on YouTube.
No.
But we were talking, weren't we, about this area and how we've lost such a lot of history.
We have lost an awful lot of history around here. It's really sad.
And there was a manor house, you say?
Yeah, there's a manor house right over there, Westlicott. You know that one,
Yeah,
don't
no,
you?
that's haunted, isn't it?
Yes, apparently, yes.
Yeah.
And then there's another manor house they've knocked down right over the other side, and they've knocked down so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cottages.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 cottages and a manor house along here.
It's dreadful, isn't it?
That's awful. And all the homeless people.
And all those
this
farms
has been-
they've knocked down.
And all the farms that have gone.
Gone, I know, yeah.
I mean, these were viable farms. All the
Yeah,
way
they
through.
were back in the day.
It's a shame.
Yeah. Well, I just met a lovely couple. They knew Shane and Karen, my friends, and they lived in the area for about 50 odd years. I can feel the back wheel on my trike spinning out as I climb this ascent. I was just having a chat with them, and we think this was just a farm track, basically a concrete farm track, which linked Mr. Smith's farm in Wroughton to the old town in Swindon. And just ahead of me, that bridge going over the top, that's the old town Swindon railway line goes along there. Yeah, talking about things being forgot, I mean, the only things walking through that doorway now are ghosts. And that brings me on to another topic. I'll probably make this the last topic actually, because just on the right hand side up here is Westlicott Manor, and it's now a private residence, but it used to be a nursing home. It's been a manor. I don't know much of the history of Westlicott. It's been a manor for a long time. The Goddards lived there. I think it certainly goes back to sort of 15th century, possibly even earlier. But when it was a care home, I was a taxi driver, and one of our regular pickups was to pick up the nursing staff and take them home, and they all had experienced supernatural things. You know, the scented lady, I think they called her the lavender lady, and other things. So apparently, supposedly, a haunted manor. Now, I can't go down there, it's a private road, but it's just down there a few hundred yards. Oh yeah. Yeah. Right, I'm well on the way home now. Behind me was the magic roundabout and the busy roads of Swindon, and I'm following the line of the old canal. I did a video on Swindon's old canal network. We have two fairly major canals. We've still got some of the canal network remaining, but as a poignant reminder of days gone by, I'll leave you with this clip. Thanks for watching. You could be in the middle of the countryside. There. You could have been in the middle of the countryside, but we're in the middle of a town.